Michael Savage, Trickle Up Poverty, stopping Obama's attack on our borders, economy, and security. Continue to read the first chapter called A Revolution is Brewing. And this title is, the title within the title is called The People Speak Up. It's kind of short, but it's to the point. Yeah, okay. As I wrote in my bestseller, Liberalism is a Mental Disorder, the sheeple will not walk around forever with a zipper on their mouths while the left systematically dismantles our great nation and everything that gave rise to this shining enterprise of freedom. The middle class has awakened. They see clearly what is happening to them, and they don't like it. They resent the arrogance of their leaders. They are livid over the intrusion into their personal freedoms. Their wallets are on life support. They detest illegal aliens getting free medical care and other social services. And the last thing they want is for the country to end up like Greece, bankrupt. What's more, they understand America is embroiled in a crisis that threatens democracy. They know what must be done, which is why they're running up in record numbers to elect constitutionalists or run against incumbents for office. The elections in New Jersey, Virginia, and Massachusetts have sent a tsunami shock of voter outrage right to the doorsteps of Washington, D.C. The politicians on both sides of the aisle are saying they hear us. There's something going on in the land that they cannot control. Even after Obama descended from his throne to campaign heavily in 3 states for the Democratic Confederate, the trio of Democrats lost. It was a stunning trifecta of defect. Meanwhile, history was made on Long Island. On Long Island, New York, where the citizens handed their state assembly seat to 45-year-old Dean Murray, a local businessman and Tea Party organizer. Murray is the first Tea Party supporter to take office since the movement began. Reflecting on his victory, Murray said, quote, "What this movement is about is ordinary citizens, taxpayers, hardworking people who have just had enough. We want fiscal responsibility. We want accountability from our political leaders, and we want personal responsibility." I think it's safe to say Murray won't be joyriding on Air Force aircraft. He's not the only Tea Partier jumping into politics at the local level for the first time. As Fox News reports, quote, "A plethora of Tea Party followers are now running in Republican primaries across the country, either for open seats or challenging incumbents in Alabama, California, Illinois, Michigan, Mississippi, Ohio, Texas, Utah, and elsewhere. Moreover, a number of those currently in power are quitting or changing parties rather than face certain unemployment. Arlen Specter comes to mind. As a Republican turncoat, Specter voted in favor of Obama's reckless $800 billion stimulus package. That didn't sit well with the people of Pennsylvania, faced with a crushing primary challenge by Pat Toomey, a former business owner who, in one point, held a 20-point lead in a race for Specter's seat. Specter ducked and ran for cover, switching his primary affiliation Democrat. It's encouraging to see the Tea Party holding conservative candidates accountable when, for example, they unseated a two-party rhino, Republican in name only, in Utah, Republican Bob Bennett. By the time this book rolls off the press, no doubt there will be others who will be given a much-needed boot from office. In other words, the Tea Party is working how? By holding Washington elites accountable for their fiscal irresponsibility with the threat of unemployment. As a World Net Daily commentator points out, quote, Tea Partiers now play the role of Red Army commissars who sat at machine guns behind their own troops to shoot down any soldier who retreated or ran. Republicans who sign on to tax hikes cannot go home again. I say more power to them. This next one is called A Mad Hatter's Tea Party, which I'll read on another video. I don't know if I'll be able to read this right now. Alright, bye.